Good morning, dear students, and welcome back to our English grammar class. Today we'll take lesson 14, which is past tense of our English grammar book. Now, children, the chapter is about past tense. And what is past tense? Past tense is a tense which express an action completed in past, the time which has gone, past. Okay, so it expresses an action that is completed in the past. Now, simple past tense is used to first express the habit or regular routine. Now, we have seen in simple present also the same thing. Now, simple past will be related to the action which is completed in the past, and it could be habit or a regular routine or a regular action. Now, children, see with an example. She went to her native place every year. So it is a past action and it is a habit of her that he goes to her native place every year. So it is a routine or a regular habit. Okay. Now express an action that began and ended in the past. Action which has been which is started in the past and ended in the past itself. Okay, which is started and it ended in the past. For example, Anita ate noodles in the morning. Now it is showing that Anita ate noodles in the morning as it is past and it is completed in past itself. Okay. Now next, express an action that took place at some particular time in past and is over now. Now it is like it expresses the some particular time. Okay. So this action is completed in, for example, admission took, see, she applied for admission last week. So it happened in a particular time period and it is now over. There are no more admissions. Okay. So it took place at some particular time in the past. Okay. And is over now. Next, when you narrate a story, we have seen, children, that stories are always narrated in past tense. Okay. For example, once upon a time there lived a prince. So lived a prince. We use ed form with past tense. Okay. Now form of simple past tense. In affirmative sentences, in the past tense, we write subject plus simple past tense. Okay, and the simple past tense form of the verb with all subjects. For example, see, they played the match. It is a subject over here and verb in past tense. Clear? Past tense we add ed form that we use for past tense. Okay. Now the monitor made a list of students. Now where is the subject? Monitor. And the formula is now simple past tense form. We have to write here made. Okay. Now an exercise A is given over there. What you have to do? You have to fill in the blanks with simple past tense. Okay. The words given in the bracket. First I'll do it for you and rest you will practice by yourself. She dashed to fall down the steep slope. Now we have to use simple past, the action which is completed, done in a past. So we will use began. Okay. Now next, all these sentences try by yourself and I'll give you answers, then you check. Now in negative sentences with verbs, what we are going to do? See, with verbs in past tense we write subject plus did not and the base form. Okay, subject, did not and base form. Base form means the main verb. With did we use only base verb. Now for example, they did not play the match. Okay, so subject, did not and base form. Along with did not we'll use play. Okay, we'll not use any ed form here. Clear, children? Now next, for interrogative sentences, that is when the question is asked. Okay, so the interrogative sentence is formed when we write did. Okay, it will start with did and subject plus the base form of verb. I have just told you, along with did, we use the base form of verb. Now example, did they play the match? Did they play the match? So did is for interrogative sentence and they is a subject and play is the base form of the verb. Clear? When interrogative sentences begin with a question word, okay, then what we are going to do, see, we have seen it earlier also. So question word, then did, and subject, then the root form of verb. This is the question word when, then did, and subject is she, and the verb form leave. Okay, so this is the main root form of the verb. Clear, children? Now these are the examples. Just go through these examples so that it will be more clear to you. And exercise B is given over there. Rewrite these sentences in negative and interrogative sentences forms. First, I'll do it for you, and rest you will practice by yourself. First, he gave an enlightening speech. Now to make it negative form, what we are going to write? We'll add not to it. Okay. See, he did not give. Give is correct or not? No. We will use give. Okay. So we will use the base form here. Clear? Now, he did not give an enlightening speech. And for interrogative form, did he give an enlightening speech? Did he give an enlightening speech? Then question mark. Okay. Now children, let us move on to past continuous tense. Now in past continuous tense, let us see few points. It expresses an action that was continuing in the past. The action which was done in past and it was continuing means it was going on in the past. Now for example, the choir was singing songs. Now the choir, there was one choir and it was singing song, and the choir was singing song in the past and it was going on in the past. Okay. Now next is express an action of longer duration. Now longer duration means the time period which is long, like years, days, weeks, maybe hours. Okay. So for example, when I reached his house, he was sleeping. So when this person reached to that person's house, that person was sleeping and he doesn't know for how long he was sleeping. Okay. So next, describe situations or while telling the stories. When we write a report, children, or when we express any situation, we narrate it in past tense. Yes or no? And it was done in past tense, and but it was continuing. Okay. So in past. And when we say the stories. Okay. Like for example, the mob was shouting and chasing the thief. Okay. Was shouting. Was is showing past tense and ing form continuing in the past. It was continuing in the past. Okay. Now the king was visiting the priest's hut. So he was visiting in the past and it was continuing in the past. Next, describe an action which had started at some time in the past but had not ended at the time or when we are referring to. Okay. So it had not ended at the time we are referring to means when we are talking about it was not that time ended. For example, the lady was crying with pain last evening when I visited her. Now I visited her last evening. That means past. Okay. So it was the lady was crying with the pain, and when I went, then also she was crying with the pain itself. Okay. So it was continuing in past and it was not ended at the time it was referred. Okay. Next, now turn your page, children. Next point, express actions that were happening at a particular time in past. Okay. Particular time in past means at a particular time, like for example at 8 a.m. he was driving to office. Now this is what? A particular time period. Okay, this time is known. Clear? At particular time like at 8 a.m. he was driving to the office. Now, form of past tense. Now, let us see the form of past tense. Now, we write it as was and were, okay, and plus ing form. Like subject, he was sleeping, okay, sleeping in the past, and it was continuous in the past itself, okay. Now, they were sleeping. It is for plural. Clear? Was is for singular and were is for plural. So, practice these sentences, children.